people be having? I feel like I'm really close. Why is my camera so close?
This we need to switch it to this.
There we go. I was like, what? Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Good Love Tuesday.
Welcome, good people. Greetings and salutations.
We have a
Hello.
great discussion coming that we're going to talk about today, a very popular one that I'm sure everybody is tired of talking about. So Sis and I both agree that today will be the last day we gonna bring it up.
Yes.
But we need to talk about it. We got some things to say. It wouldn't be good love if we didn't talk about, a little bit of drama that's going on in the United States of America.
Yes. Welcome, y'all. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Lola. Hey, Dexter. Hey, Janice. Hey,
Hey
Mama.
guys.
I did see you first.
Y'all coming in. Y'all coming in. Okay, so it's 9:03. Let's go ahead and start welcoming our guests. As you guys know, we have some special guests tonight. It's a little bit of a different type of panel that we usually have going on. We have Walter from Ready to Love season 4, who was in my season. We have Tony from Ready to Love season 3. And we have the beautiful Tiffany from Ready to Love season 5, which is the current Ready to Love that's on now. Let me just say this, guys, because I know y'all be wanting to talk about Ready to Love. This is not about Ready to Love, okay?
Yes.
We are talking about Will Smith and the slap. And we're talking about, is it ego or love? And we need to stick to that subject. So if y'all have questions for our people on the panel about Ready to Love, you can slide in their DMs. You can ask them on your own. But tonight's discussion is strictly about the Will Smith slap. It's not about Ready to Love, but I do got my peoples on here because I F's with them and we want to have a discussion. Okay? So please stay on the subject. Thank you so much.
That's all right. We're just going to ignore you if you don't. Okay? So don't get offended.
Right. So first, we're going to have on Walter. We're going to bring him in. Hey, Walt.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
How
Hi,
are you?
Walter. Wow.
Walter, this is my beautiful sister. Beautiful sister. This is Walter.
Hi.
Hello, beautiful sister. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm fantastic.
Good. Oh, you
Walter
have hair.
Yeah, grew a little
Okay.
something.
Nice. Nice.
Walter just got back from Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana is on my list. Ghana is on my list.
It has to be. Every Black person in America needs to make that journey, needs to make that pilgrimage, touch the continent at least once. I especially say Ghana just because so many of us were taken from that site, from the slave dungeons in what is it, Cape Coast and Elmina.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I've stepped on the continent, but I have not stepped into Ghana yet. So that is definitely on my short list. So
gotta go to Ghana. Gotta do the, like I said, gotta do the slave dungeons.
yeah.
Do the last bath, the river that the slaves had to cross before they actually made it to the dungeons. Last time they could wash themselves after walking hundreds of miles, and gotta hit the city. Gotta hit Accra.
Yeah.
Gotta go to Accra.
Yeah, it was a spiritual experience as well, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. It was spiritual, emotional.
Yeah.
My Ghanaian name is Kojo, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you feel changed? I feel like when people go and have that type of visit, the type that you had, do you feel a change in you a little bit now that you've come back and seen where we kind of
you do. Simply because you get a different perspective on their side of the story. You hear all the things in American history about, how the slaves were caught and how we got brought over. But when you get there, it's a whole different side of the story that you get from your own people, as opposed to, what they forced upon us.
Yes.
And, for you to get there and they say, Aquaba, welcome home. And you were stolen from us and we never thought you'd make it back. So that type of thing, and to hear them say like they stole the best of us.
Yeah.
The reason why we're behind now is because they stole the best of us. So please come back, please return home and contribute. So yeah, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm glad you got a beautiful experience. It sounds very nice.
Yeah. Like I said,
I saw your pictures and videos. I was like,
yeah, we did everything. I tried to, the tour that I was on with the NSAA Creations. They really try to get you to touch a lot of things, whether it's going to Kumasi and seeing the kente cloth actually being woven, or Adinkra and seeing how they make the ink to stamp. Like I said, the slave dungeons, the river, and then some free time in the crowd. You really get a chance to experience a lot. Ancestral wall and Pram Pram. So yeah, you got to go all over Ghana. Sometimes it was a lot because you're in a van or in a bus for a while, but you get a chance to experience a lot though. So I definitely would recommend taking that trip with them.
Nice.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Good for you.
Oh, well, and I got a big shout out to the Republic Bar and Grill in Accra. If you go there, you have to try the Kokroko. It is amazing drink, and you can only get it at the Republic Bar. Oh my gosh!
Is that in DC? That's in DC.
That's in Accra, in Ghana.
Oh, Accra. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Republic everywhere, right?
Right. I'm like, is that DC? Where that
at? Amazing place, great energy. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you had a great trip, and thank you for joining our panel tonight. I really appreciate it, discussing it with Sis and I about the Will Smith slap. Walter actually has a background in stand-up comedy. So
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
You wouldn't know by my calm demeanor most of the time, but yeah. if you see
very, very freaking funny.
If you see me on stage or behind the scenes, I'm actually a pretty funny person.
Yeah.
They cut out all my personality on the
show. Okay. Well, you know what? I actually can believe that because my uncle had a comedy club. I was around a lot of comedians for a bunch of years, and you all's personalities are completely different than your stage persona, and a lot of people don't realize that. Most comedians are pretty deep individuals that have complex personalities a lot of times and experiences. So I can believe it. Yeah.
Okay, so next we're going to introduce beautiful Tiffany. She's from season 5 of Ready to Love. We're going to bring her in. Hey, Tiff.
Hey. Hi, Tiffany. I didn't get to meet you all before this, so hey.
How are you?
Tiffany's my sister, Maisha.
Yes.
So
nice
Tiffany,
yes. Happy to meet you.
Pleasure.
Thank you for joining us and joining the panel today about the Will Smith slap child. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to uncover.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right. Get your shot, your glass of wine, because I got a few glasses of wine in. All right. Next, we're going to bring in Tony. Tony is from season 3 of Ready to Love from the Houston cast. So we're going to bring him in. What up, Tony?
Hey.
Tony, we cannot hear you.
Okay. There we go. Hello. Can you hear me? What's up?
Hi, Tony.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I am grateful and cannot complain.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so all of you guys, this is my sister. This is everybody.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so Walter, they are really shocked about this hair on your head. They're like, Walter looks different.
Oh yeah. I was bald by choice, man. I figured it was
I
a
actually have a head of hair.
yeah, it was a preemptive strike. You know what I'm saying? I thought my forehead was getting big, and I was like, you know what? Let me just shave this joint now before somebody tap me on the shoulder, be like, yo, it's time, bro. You know, I don't want nobody like it's time, Walt. You know, I was like, let me go ahead and shave this joint now. I went back and looked at my pictures like, 15, 20 years ago. I was like, you know what, my forehead always been big. It's like it's been big. This is not a new thing. So
ain't nothing wrong with a big forehead. Listen, I just always say more
brain. You got a lot of hair cover your big forehead, sister. Can't nobody tell. Ain't nobody tell. Well, but I like to hear, Walter. It is a different look. We're used to the bald, clean shave look, but now you've got the hair and you got a head full of hair. So that's the best thing. Most of the men who are bald headed ain't got no choice.
Me too. Hey, I used to be bald with you, Walter. I used to rock the baldy.
I saw that picture. I was like, okay.
So I haven't decided if I'm gonna keep it or not. I'm just letting it grow right now and see what happens.
Well, it don't look bad, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Be free.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I might let it grow and get locks too. Start, Hey,
like
Jacob.
Shake it one time.
Tony, how long did it take you to grow your locks out?
I'm 2 years in.
You're 2 years in and you got hang time like that. That's a whole lot.
Zero to hero, baby. Come on.
Yeah, see, if I get locks, I'm gonna start looking like Jesus' second cousin, Jesse. Jesse Christ, so the Christ brothers.
Christ brothers.
Me, your hair everywhere.
You know what I mean? Me, Jesus, Jesse. Jehoshaphat, Joseph Jr. Christ brothers just hanging out.
Christ brothers.
Oh my God. Okay, well, before we start, I see a lot of y'all are in here. Get those likes up, please. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and please like today's discussion. We really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much for being here and joining us in this very interesting discussion of the Will Smith slap child.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for sharing as well. Take the opportunity to share because this is going to be definitely a good conversation. So, tag some people in the comments or whatever and just invite them on in since we're just about to really get started with the discussion. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Nice. So, yes, please. So, before I show the video again that we've seen 100,000 times, I want y'all to both tell me your reaction, all four of you guys, to tell me your reaction when you saw the slap. Were you watching the Oscars live when it happened? Did you see it in the aftermath? It was like, what the hell? Like, what happened? How did you guys react when you found out about the slap? Sis, start with you.
Okay. Well, I was not watching the Oscars. So I didn't see it live, but of course my phone was blowing up afterwards. I did write a blog post about it, so I kind of told what was going on. But I honestly, when I first saw it, it was like, it didn't fully look real, but at the same time, I was like, no one would stage something like that. It's too much on the line. So I was surprised, but not. And I'll explain that a little bit more later. So
okay. Walter?
I didn't see it live. I was in Ghana. I wasn't really tripping, but my phone was blowing up. The next day, my phone was blowing up. I was like, oh, so yeah, it's Hollywood. So initially you're like, oh, it's fake. And then I saw Chris Rock's reaction. And I was like, I know Will Smith's a great actor. So I was like, he could have been acting, but when the way Chris Rock reacted, I was like, that might have been real. And I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I'm going through all the conspiracy theories. Like, it's staged. Pfizer's about to come out with an alopecia serum, cure. I'm sure they paid the Smiths to slap somebody and bring more attention to alopecia. You know, I'm watching the slow-mo clip. Like, he didn't get full palm. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get full palm. It was fingertips. You know,
not fingertips.
You know, he didn't get the full smack on. So, yeah, I had my doubts and things. But at the same time, if you really want me to get into it, maybe we could save this for later. I just think Jada Pinkett is toxic as fuck. Can I say? I mean, I just don't think that's healthy for Will. You know, I mean, just she seems to try to, you know, embarrass this man or degrade, emasculate this man every chance she gets. Like, every chance she's on national television, she says something to emasculate him. It's like anytime that in my opinion, anytime, like, you know, she's starting to fade into the background and she needs some attention, she gets on some show and says something horrible about Will, and it's just painful. And that's just the surface layer of the toxicity. Not to mention, you know, alopecia, the August Alsina, and everything else.
That's who he should have slapped.
Well, you know, yeah, he should have. He took that all out on Chris. You know, he took it all out on Chris. All the memes, all the Twitter that he couldn't, all the people, you know, that he couldn't see, that he couldn't slap. August Alsina can't slap Pac. You know what I'm saying? He took it out on Chris. You know.
Okay. Tony, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I was shocked when I saw it. I wasn't watching the Oscars, but when I saw the video, I couldn't believe Will did it. Because, like you said, at first, I thought it was an act because I was laughing and I was just like, wait a minute. He walked back kind of like, and he was all serious, like, and sat down. But at first, when you saw the video, he was laughing and joking. But then he looked at Jada, and then all of a sudden everything changed. And then he walked up there. I thought he was going to say something. I didn't think he was going to pimp slap Chris. And when he did it, I was like, I don't know, something going on here. Like, something's up to the point that it was supposed to be a historical night, and all we're talking about is this slap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, history was made with that King Richard, and then all of a sudden this happened, and I'm just like, what happened? I'm just curious I know it got to the point where he got fed up, just like Walter was saying, like, it's just been so much stuff going on. Because I mean, they even showed stuff when Chris was talking about Will and Jada back in like 2016 and all this stuff. So it's a lot going on. He's dealing with a lot, and clearly he picked the wrong night to pimp slap somebody. So I mean,
out of all the nights,
you win too, and then you win, and then you're up there crying and carrying on. I'm looking at you like, bruh, you just slapped somebody.
Right. Over your bald-headed wife. You've been bald-headed. Been bald-headed.
I see what kind of night this about to be. I'm holding my tongue.
I know.
And everybody
it ain't like the first time she's been bald-headed. It ain't like she got bald. It's not like she shaved her head for the Oscars. She been bald-headed. Take a joke. You in the front row of the Oscars. You're fair game. You can't laugh about your own bald head.
It's gonna be an interesting night, Tiffany, my dear.
I laugh about my forehead. I know it's there. You bald. You laugh, girl. Like, it's not that serious. Like,
oh Lord. Tiff.
Okay, so I was not watching the Oscars, but I saw it that night, and I played it over and over again because I could not believe it. First of all, and secondly, I thought it was fake initially. I really did. I'm like, there's no way this man would slap Chris Rock at the Oscars on a live show. So I kept watching it, and I'm like, wait, this is real.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And I saw Jada's react. No, you see Will laughing, and it's like once he sees her, he feels the need to respond immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're ready for me to share my thoughts, I'm ready to take it there.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm ready. Because I initially thought it was fake. But now, you know, once you find out it's real, it's just mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
What the five finger say to the face?
Yeah, so I have to say, I wasn't watching the Oscars live. I was having a turn-up time that weekend. And then afterwards, I was like, wait, what is all this? So I'm seeing all these messages. I'm seeing all these posts being shared about Will slapping Chris Rock. And at first, same reaction. I was like, oh, this got to be a joke. But then when he was like, keep my wife's name out your MF, and I was like, oh, this is real. And then what really gave it away is Lupita's reaction in the background. Lupita was laughing at me.
That is so awkward. She was in the most awkward position ever.
She was like, oh, he for real. I don't even know what to do. Right. What do I do? What do I do? Oh my God, the camera's on me. What do I do? Yeah. Her reaction, baby. And I really wanted to see Jada's reaction once Will did it. Like, was she
laughing?
Shocked?
She was laughing.
Was she laughing when he did it?
That's how you know she don't love him.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Well, I can't wait to talk about
We'll get to that in a minute. Hold on.
You need her. You need her video.
No.
Violence.
I'm gonna forewarn y'all. Walter be coming for the vibe. Okay, but before we start, let me tell our lovely audience here. Just let y'all know, I know we do have a lot of Ready to Love people on our panel today. This is not a Ready to Love discussion. So if y'all want to talk to them about Ready to Love, you can take that onto their DMs or another panel discussion. But today we are talking about Will Smith's slap, okay? And then we'll talk about some other stuff later on. But right now the focus is Will Smith's slap. I just want to tell y'all some of that because I'll be switching up the subject. All right. Let's look at I'm gonna share my screen. And we're gonna go back into the moment. Walter, hold it together.
Okay? Yeah, no, it's all right. That's it. Thank y'all for being here while Kheri is pulling up the video. And hopefully everybody has seen it by now. But if you haven't, just hold on. You'll see. You'll see what everybody's talking about.
I love you. G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. All right. That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
All right, who's going first? Because I'm ready.
let me say this. Let me just start off by saying this. I cringe when I see that. It is absolutely sad to me. I'm huge fans of both of these gentlemen. Okay. It is sad that on that night that these two Black men who was ultra successful, plus a Black man, Will Packer, producing the freaking show for the first time, and this is what we had to experience. I saw there's mental health issues going on here. I was embarrassed for Chris Rock. I've heard worse jokes, you know what I mean? Like, it was embarrassing. That was my gut reaction. It was absolutely embarrassing, and I saw it a lot deeper than now. I was laughing right then because I was focusing on Lupita's face. But as far as the men, I mean, I just was horrified and embarrassed, honestly, initially, because that was my gut reaction. I was embarrassed for both of them, actually, but especially Chris. It was embarrassing. You could tell he didn't see it coming because he didn't even have a defensive stance. He probably thought he was going to say something to him. He had no way of knowing that he was going to actually lay hands on him. So he didn't even. So it was embarrassing. Okay, I just say that to start off.
Yes,
Tiffany.
Okay. So what we see with the physical eye is a man who is defending his wife for being verbally disrespected. That's what we see in the physical. But I want to take it much deeper. We're talking about a woman who emasculates, belittles, disrespects this man on every platform she can. She disgusts me on a certain level.
Wow.
Yes. I'm disappointed in her. So what you see is a man trying to boost his own ego, rebuild his reputation, regain the respect of his male fans, because on her Red Table Talk, not only did you speak of your entanglement in which you had a physical, emotional, and mental connection with, you come later in another Red Table Talk and speak to your dissatisfaction in you all's sexual relationship. No.
Okay.
Not cool. She tore her man down every chance she got, and it was not cool. And so you see a man, Will has probably been plotting his comeback from all of this every chance he gets. So I feel like that was his way, his comeback. I think that was his way of like, oh, this is my chance now to rebuild myself as a man to my fans, to the people, to Jada's audience. So I believe that it was his ego entirely. That was not him in the physical. Yes, it looks like he's defending her, but no, I think that was his way of trying to gain his masculinity back in the public eye, because she's torn him down so many times. She speaks of Tupac like that's her husband. I get they have an open relationship, but there's a level of respect that you have for your mate. You don't speak about dissatisfaction in your sexual connection with your husband, companion. No. You could have spoke about your entanglement with August privately. You don't make your man cry sitting at a table telling him how you felt about another man who welcomed in his home, welcomed in his space, and you completely disrespected him, and you let him out on a public platform.
Your son's friend.
Yeah, so that's ego, and I'm disappointed in Jada. And I'll leave it right there.
Not Will. So let me get this clear.
Oh, I'm disappointed. Okay, go ahead.
So you're more disappointed in Jada than Will, or because we're talking about the slap?
Okay, I'm disappointed in both of them. Will, that was out of line, but I'm speaking to why he did it. That's why I'm going deeper with it. Okay. That's why he did it. He was dead wrong. It was a joke, and like you said, Kheri, I've heard way worse jokes than that. And that was his moment. I feel like that's why it was ego. Because when you move off ego, you move impulsively, irrationally. It's unpredictable. That's why you don't move off of ego. You move off of spirit. And he moved completely off of ego because he has torn him down. And I think it was a very impulsive move. I bet he regrets it. But it happened. But no, I give both of them have equal responsibility, I think, in this situation.
Interesting. This is why we have these panels. This is an open discussion. We don't have to agree with everything each other says, but we
clearly will not.
We will respect what each other is saying, but we're going to hear each other out. So, sister, I saw you shaking up and down in your seat. I know that sign. Back and forth, having the Holy Spirit. She was shaking up in her seat, Lord.
Go ahead, sis.
What is the thing? I'm just going to say this really quickly. I really have a problem with people blaming Jada for the slap.
Okay.
Because Will is a grown ass man.
True.
He did not. What I saw when the camera angle that they showed on her, she rolled her eyes at Chris Rock, which I can't say that I wouldn't have rolled her. If he had talked about my bald head, I probably wouldn't have laughed either. It was embarrassing. That would have hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? So I would have wrote. So I wasn't mad at her for her response. She rolled her eyes at Chris Rock, and then everybody was like, Will was laughing until Jada looked at him, and then he got up there. No, Will. And I am a huge, anybody that knows me, I'm a huge Will. You see his book right behind here. So I'm a huge Will Smith fan. Will decided whatever was driving him, he decided to get up and walk all the way up. He had several steps to stop himself from doing whatever.
You saw the camera when Jada rolled her eyes, the camera was on her. She was rolling her eyes at Chris. But then the camera cut to Chris. When the camera cut to Chris, Will was still laughing.
Okay, so even with the laugh,
at some point, Jada looked at this nigga like, "You laughing, nigga?"
Well, listen,
I need to call August.
That's another thing. Why we cannot stay on topic, but everybody is bringing up why you ain't slap August like that, whatever. First of all, we don't know what, but we think we know. We think they're sharing everything. They're not sharing everything. We don't know what happened with August, between August and Will, or any of that.
We know there was an entanglement.
Right, we know there was an entanglement. But why is that being brought up during the slap thing?
We know August smashed. We know that Jada Pinkett smashed her son's friend in their house.
Yes, because that make her responsible for Will choosing to go up and slap Chris Rock. No, that does not.
No. It's still Will's fault. He's still a man.
Yes, he is.
Okay, that's
I feel like he's a broken man. I feel like he's broken.
I feel like he's broken too.
This is the thing, y'all. There's a lot of celebrities that have issues within their relationship, right? This ain't the first situation that's come out where celebrities have had someone cheated on or whatever. But ain't nobody go up at the Oscars and bitch slap nobody at the doggone Oscars in the middle of a very minimum joke about G.I. Jane. And let me just say this.
That's a compliment. She ain't worked in a minute. She was horrible in the last week.
It's not a death sentence. Jada's not gonna die. Her hair gonna fall out, and she can even have a head full of hair. Because I know
she could have wore a wig. She could have wore a wig.
I know a couple of people that have alopecia that has a head full of hair, and Jada got a nice bald head. That's a blessing. I can't go bald because my head big as fuck, so I can't do it. You know, I'm gonna be wearing wigs and stuff like that. So she's blessed to have that small little head and little frame. But what my point is, I understand both points of views. Jada has not been perfect in how she's communicated her relationship. I can't agree that some of the things that she says about her husband, even the current statements that she has made about the situation, she did say, I don't agree with Will slapping him. I think when it's time for her to show up and stand up for her husband, she does not necessarily do that perfectly. However, I agree with my sister. Well, these are two totally different scenarios. Will Smith is a grown-ass man. He had a lot on the line. Like, out of all the shit they done said about your marriage, out of all the stuff they done talked, you went and slapped Chris Rock over a G.I. Jane joke because of the physical look of your wife being bald. Mind you, she's bald, okay? She bald-headed. So if anything, go to therapy, get yourself right. Will probably was drunk. My dad even was like, I think he might have had substance abuse because he went from slapping him to crying uncontrollably.
No, he's mentally abused. He is mentally broken. This
but
man.
You are staying in that marriage.
And
get the hell up out of it.
He can't. He either pussy whooped or you know what I'm saying? Something he can't get out. And when you're in that situation,
we don't know if
you're in a mentally abusive relationship, and that toxicity has become normalized to you, you don't even see it anymore. He got the rose-colored glasses on. There's no reason why he should have smacked Chris Rock.
No.
First and foremost. No. The joke wasn't a bad joke. It was almost a compliment. Like hopefully you get some work, because if you wasn't married to Will Smith, you wouldn't be getting no work. Your last gig would have been Different World. You know it.
Oh,
that is not
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Jada
I don't like Jada. I don't like Jada.
I
don't like Jada. I don't like her. I don't like her.
Clearly, you don't like her. Clearly,
don't like her.
Clearly,
I don't like
you
her.
don't like her.
I don't like what she's doing to Will. Second,
Okay.
Me neither.
I don't.
You can't put it all on her.
Toxic.
Before I say something,
listen. Do not defend Jada. If any woman out there defends Jada, you are toxic too. If you defend a woman that has sex with her son's friend in your house under the guise of helping him with his addiction,
first of all, we
and
don't
his
even know about August.
You
If
got
August raggedy, pussy sprung ass.
Okay.
Yes.
Kheri.
August was
nothing about August. August was coochie whipped. Okay, let's get this straight. Just like Will's coochie whipped.
Okay, so are you mad at August?
He got that
Coochie whipped by his son's mom, by his boy's mama?
I'm not mad at August.
Don't be mad at the messenger. Don't get mad at August. Don't get mad at August for exposing her.
We get off topic again because once again,
okay, let me get to the facts.
Section.
First of all,
it is not about the entanglement.
Okay. So listen. So Will Smith's ego is hurt.
blame Jada.
I'll get back on the subject, and I'll get back on Jada as well, because there's so many layers to this to me. There's so many, right? So Will Smith should have self-control. It's Questlove the best documentary for Summer of Soul. That should be going viral right now. There's another documentary about the first woman, only woman, black woman to ever be drafted by the NBA. Silence, nothing. The first director of the Oscars, producer director of the Oscars, and the first all black crew.
Mm-hmm.
None of that is being discussed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Can't control himself, been emasculated too long. He's trying to prove his masculinity. Everything Tiffany said, boom, right on point. 2, there's no way somebody gonna come up to me, slap me, turn their back, and walk in and sit down. Are you crazy?
Chairs, everything.
You crazy? Man, even if I gotta take that ass whooping, I'm gonna take it. But you're not gonna slap me and walk away and sit your ass down. That's not gonna happen. If I was Chris Rock, I'd have tackled. I would have went at him. 2, and if he was too intimidated to go at him physically, I'd have went at him verbally. I'd have been like, obviously, I should have called her Professor X because she got mind control over your ass. I'd have kept going on her bald head ass. Yo, I'd have went hard. They'd have had to call security. They would have had to call security. I'd have kept going on her.
But
I'm like, you like you about to leave with 2 Oscars, Will.
Hold on.
Pause. Go ahead, Maisha. And I want to hear from Tony after Maisha.
Exactly, because Tony is okay. So let me just say this. I think that for those of you who are familiar with acting, and this is another aspect that I was talking about, Will just got, so if you think about who Richard Williams is, and how he is a fierce defender of his girls, of his family, right? And I actually haven't seen the movie yet because I missed it, so I got to still go back in it. But I just know over the years that is his reputation, right? I truly believe that Will, in getting into that character, it challenged his manhood. It made him think about the type of man that he is, and does he feel like he does that for his family? And I feel like that maybe he got off balance in his thinking in terms of what it means to protect his family, what it means to protect his woman, what it means to protect his girl, whatever the case may be.
She ain't his woman. She August's woman.
Right. You know what? Whatever.
I ain't protecting nobody. If I'm not the only person smashing, I'm not protecting them.
Yeah,
let him finish.
It's different. I mean, I really feel like that he's trying to find. It's almost like another level of trying to figure out what man do I want to be now? What is the next level for me in my manhood? And he got literally what Denzel said to him. And I don't know what y'all believe spiritually, but let me tell you something. That's what Denzel said to him about watch out when you're at your highest level. That's when the devil comes for you. That is exactly the truth. And I believe that that's actually what ended up happening. Because think about it, completely out of character.
Yeah.
And he has everything to lose.
Right.
His reputation. This man is not just a Black actor. He is an A-list global actor.
Yeah.
He is across all nationalities. There is no way that in his right mind he would have done that. So I'm saying sometimes I know we cracking jokes and stuff, and that's cool, but really it's much deeper. So there's no way he would have jeopardized all that he has jeopardized with that weak open-handed slap. I mean, I'm sure it did hurt, but I'm saying that it was almost like he calculated at the end of, he was like, well, I'm not gonna punch him because that'll be this will be this.
I'd rather have punched him.
A slap is more disrespectful.
Yeah,
it's more. But
yeah. It's like spitting on me.
Let's keep it real. That look awkward. Did that slap not look awkward?
Well, he was in the slipper Earls. It looked like he slipped a little bit. He was in the slipper Earls.
So, but anyway, Tony, go ahead, because we got big mouths, obviously. So come on in, jump in. It's double dutch.
You don't have to jump in where you fit in, baby.
Let me get in where I fit in. Well, I totally agree with the whole saying of being responsible, taking responsibility for what you did, because at the end of the day, he is a man, and you have a choice. We all make choices every 5 seconds. We're always making a decision, and he had by about a good 20 seconds while he was walking up there to either stop, either cuss him out or whatever, because other things could have happened instead of him backhanding like he's about to play tennis with the racquetball, and you must have thinking that he was about to play some tennis and went with the forehand and was like, oh, snap. But because I understand what you're saying about the mentality, because a lot of those actors do get really deep into their character and can't sometimes always break it. And like you said, there's a lot of things going in your mind, but at the end of the day, if you ain't got God inside you, where to the point where to keep that peace, because clearly, like you said, there's other things that's going on when you're having open relationships and all that. Now, I don't know their whole story, so I'm not judging, because at the end of the day, they're together. They do what they do, but that slap was definitely unnecessary for me, because I look at Will Smith as a big brother, because I grew up on this man. You know what I'm saying? So for him to do that, I was hurt. I was hurt, because even with Chris Rock, I was just like, dang, you had to slap Chris Rock, like,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, character for him, because usually he's one of the ones, like, he's like a LeBron to me when it comes to the acting and stuff, being professional per se and not getting out of character and losing your mind to the point where you could be losing millions of dollars over this.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So do you believe it was out of ego or love? Ego or love? Kheri,
I definitely think it was ego. I don't think it was love.
Yeah,
and honestly, another thing, if it was Jimmy Kimmel up there who said the same joke, or Jim Carrey, or Wanda Sykes, like, would he have lost control and slapped him? He'd slap him because it was Chris Rock up there, and he knew Chris Rock wasn't gonna fight back. You know what I mean? He knew who to slap, and that's who he chose to slap. And it was just like, but why Chris Rock? Because I know good and damn well, if that was a white man up there saying
they would have been shooting Will down. It would have been a murder on the Oscars.
Will wouldn't have made it back to his seat if it was a white guy.
He wouldn't have even went up there and slapped him.
He might have got up there, but he wouldn't have made it back to his seat. Security would have got him. Security would have got him.
It would have been the police. It would have been no security. It would have been the police.
Not to mention, you know what? Nobody asked Chris Rock if he was okay.
No one.
You know what I mean? Like, he had to really humble himself by not his poise, his professionalism, for him not to completely lose it. That means a lot. Like I said, and to be so disrespected with a slap, knock me out. Throw a punch at me, like, treat me like a man. The only thing that a slap is like, that's why they call it bitch slapping. It's like, I'm calling you a bitch. Call it bitch slap for a reason. It's bad. The only thing worse than a slap to a man is spit.
Oh, God, don't spit on me.
I
probably would have
urine too.
Oh yeah, peeing on you.
Can I say something?
If you spit on me, I'm gonna knock you out and pee on you.
I believe it.
But you know, with Chris, but in people's defense, in terms, because I know Tyler Perry and Denzel went up to Will and who was that, Bradley Cooper or whatever. But with Chris, think about it. Chris was already calm.
Mm-hmm.
He was not emotionally out of control. Will was emotionally out of control. Mm-hmm. And so I honestly, Chris, I know some people now, it's a double-edged sword, because he did not do anything in that moment and, you know, matched him with the aggression or whatever. Then you are going to have those among us that's going to criticize him and challenge his manhood, like, oh, it wouldn't have been me, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that he was more of a man in that moment because he exercised self-control.
Yes, he did.
And he was stunned. I mean, again, I point out that he did not even get in a defensive stance. So even somebody that would have hit Will back, it's almost like, wait a minute, what just happened? And just for him to stay, on his feet.
I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say he was more of a man in that moment by not retaliating. I can't necessarily agree with that. I would say that it was very mature of him to show constraint and control. You know, if he would have fought back, he would have been just as masculine. Believe me. Like, I mean, it's not one way or the other.
His right. He would have been with his right.
Two, I would like to make this point, and this is something I haven't heard anybody. I've listened to all the blogs. If Jada really loved him, she would have stopped him.
I knew you was gonna say that.
No, think about this. Listen. And the reason why I say this. No, for real. No, listen. Because if you really love your man, you're gonna think about all the consequences and repercussions. Will, you know you got movies that are being produced. Will, this could possibly send you to jail. You're actually assaulting somebody. Let's not do this. Let's get up and leave. No, don't go up there, baby. Don't go up there. We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna be above that. I'm gonna protect you, right? And the reason why I say that, because I know. I've been in situations where, it could have got violent, and I've been with women that was like, yeah, you go F him up for me, right? And I've also been with good women that we were in a club and they were like, baby, let's leave. And I'm like, what's wrong? You know what? I'm tired. Let's get out of here. We get into the car halfway home. She was like, yeah, some dude grabbed my butt. And I'm like, why'd you tell me? She, because I know what you would have did to him.
Right.
And I know that would have called the cops. You got too much to lose. So it's just best for us to leave.
Yeah. And I've been in a situation like that where I've been in a situation to a point where something happened, but because she touched me and was just chill, like a woman's touch.
Yes.
If you would have touched him,
put a hand on his shoulder.
Chill. If just be like, hey, chill, I guarantee he would have stopped. Because
if she would have screamed, "Will, no." If she'd have been like, "Will, no,"
him to go up there and slap it. I don't think she expected him to go up there and bitch.
Yes,
she
did.
No. She's never done that before.
I agree. Y'all, I know y'all don't like Jada, or I know Walt doesn't like Jada. Okay, but the reality is, let me put a scenario in place. Okay, now yes, she could have verbally, and I agree with you in terms of. If it was my man, then if I saw him about to do something stupid, that
in his biggest moment,
yes. But this is the thing. Think about, number one, how quickly it happened. Number two, she could not have physically gotten up and stopped him. Number one, all of them gonna be looking crazy because she got a gown on, she's short, she got heels on. Dragging behind him, trying to stop him from going up there. But
you don't got to do all that. All you got to do is touch his shoulder.
But they weren't sitting right next to each other. Y'all saw Lupita was sitting closer to him than Jada was.
Jada got mind control over Will. She could be like, Will, sit down.
Can I say something?
She's Professor X. She got the bald head. Sit down, Will. You know what she did?
Go ahead, Tiffany. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Like, slap him, Will. Get up there and slap him.
Shut up, Will. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Have you all seen the different perspective or view of Jada laughing after the slap? Have y'all seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yes, there are videos out that someone filmed her from the back, and as Will's walking off the stage, she's like chuckling, like laughing.
Do you think she thought it was a joke?
Real?
No, I'm not coming for Jada. I'm not coming for Jada. I just believe in accountability, and that's it. I don't know if she could have stopped him, but y'all, that's why we can go on and on and on about this topic, because it's such a sticky situation. And I agree with what's your sister's name, Kheri? Maisha. I agree with you when you speak from a spiritual point of view of how he responded. He was not himself. There was definitely something going on within him to make him react so impulsively like that to Chris. And I'm sure because they're all in that entertainment community and they're both comedians, I'm sure he had a level of respect for Chris up until that moment. And again, I'm sticking to the fact I feel like he was trying to boost his own ego and maybe even impress Jada too, y'all. I mean, maybe he was trying to impress Jada. To make you feel like, oh, I'm going to protect you. And he just responds impulsively. I don't think
extreme response.
It was. I will.
Okay. So let's look at the comments really quick because we have a lot of people having their comments in. So let's see what they have to say. Des the Bomb says, if you're embarrassed about your bald head, wear a wig to a public event. However, there's plenty of videos where she says she's proud of it, which I've heard that as well. She has.
But who said she was embarrassed? It's not about her being. She wasn't embarrassed. If you're in a room full of your colleagues and the world, and someone points you out. Someone points you out and makes a joke about you. Who's even saying to say that she was embarrassed by the joke? She rolled her eyes in response. She didn't think it was funny. Which
Will did.
Okay, fine. That's what I'm saying. And it could have stopped right there. They're two different.
He was like,
oh.
And then he looked over.
Laughing that hard. He was not laughing that hard.
He was laughing hard enough.
He was laughing. Will was chuckling.
He did laugh. Yes, he did laugh. But again, think about it. If you're the brunt of the joke and you're not laughing, that means that but you're not enjoying the joke with everybody else. Like, even though it's on you, it's like, yeah, okay, we can laugh together about it. No, she didn't find it funny and she rolled her eyes. And so it's like, whatever. Now, again, it could have stopped right there, but it didn't.
I have a question.
It's not her fault.
I have a question. No,
it's not her fault. No,
I just don't like her. Why did he laugh and then get up though? Like, he laughed. So do you think Jada's reaction or Jada's facial expression or body language made him get up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. Guess what? A facial response cannot make your legs walk up to a stage. I'm sorry that I still can't put that on her. I don't care if she gave him. Always say if looks
fully blaming her.
But yeah, don't kill. If looks could kill, but looks don't kill.
I think it gave him some more courage for him to go up. I think with her body language and how because when I saw her roll her eyes and when he was chuckling and however what happened between there made him like that because it's all about energy and he felt that energy and then wanting to prove his man.
Because let's be honest. If Jada was not there, remove Jada altogether in the same joke. Do you think that Will would have actually got out of his seat?
That's a good
no.
Jada wasn't there at all.
If Jada wasn't there, I don't think so.
She was not there at all. Do you think that Will would have actually got out of his seat?
He was laughing too hard. He was laughing
I don't think he would have.
He was laughing too hard.
And I'm not blaming her. I think because of everything that's happened, I think it's a mixture of things. Everything that's happened, including what you said, sis, about the movie and him feeling like, oh, I'm not really been the stand-up man that I should be for my family. Then this is the opportunity because I know Chris Rock not going to hit back and all these things that's happened. I'm not blaming Jada at all, because Will Smith is a grown ass man and his responsibilities and his actions is on him. Yeah. However, I do think that some of the pressure of him going up there does have to do with her presence being there and her not liking the joke.
I agree.
I cannot deny that.
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't deny that either. That is true. Yeah. Let me put something else on the table for us to talk about on this part, because sometimes I understand that. I do believe that there is a level of toxicity in their relationship. I get that. I'm not down for all the open junk. I ain't whatever. The whole thing that happened with August and all that kind of stuff. I get that. I also watch the Red Table Talk, and to be honest with you, there have been sound bites that people have taken out of context. Like, I think I know the part you're talking about, Tiffany, when she said something about their sex life. And honestly, when I watched the whole show, the sound bites misconstrued the whole thing. It was not even what she said. She did not say anything negative about their sex life. But this is what I will say.
Which we know
I have myself been in situations where the man has said to me, well, I feel like I couldn't be myself. So this is why I did X, Y, and Z. I couldn't be myself with you because this is why I did X, Y, and Z. Is it fair to put on someone else what you feel or what is an internal issue for you? In this case, if Will has, go by the book, go by the docuseries that he did. What is that? Best Shape of My Life or whatever on YouTube. I don't know if you all have seen that. He was very transparent about a lot of things going on with him, and even the reason why he's been going to therapy and all of that kind of stuff. He has a lot going on that is pre-Jada. So now for her to now be the devil, like for her to be the reason why he's coming up out of his skin, I think Will he is tired of the grinning and bearing it. I think he's tired of being in the Black community, he's upheld, but then also put down. He too white, he too corny, but yet he represents us in a certain extent, but you're not Black enough, or you're not this enough. He's been criticized pre-Jada, after Jada, period. So we have to really look at the whole full context of what brought Will to that moment. It is not, we're putting a lot on Jada in that relationship, but Will has had a lot of things stirring inside of him for a lot of years.
Okay, so I agree that Will has had a lot of things stirring inside of him for a lot of years. However, I feel like ever since Jada's had a public platform, she's used it to emasculate him and tear him down. I think it was the Oprah Winfrey show, she said Will makes love like a woman.
What? Oh no.
I don't recall that comment. I gotta look it up. Okay, I gotta look that up. I ain't never heard that comment.
Okay, let's go.
I'll let you talk.
But I'm gonna ask you though, but did she mean it as a disrespect? Or because I think Jada has gone, she has expressed that she's had experiences.
She doesn't need to talk about their sex life at all.
But I'm saying that, did she mean it as a diss to him, or was she saying that as a compliment? Because some women that have been with men and women.
I've heard that women give amazing. I heard that women give amazing orgasms.
In my opinion, it didn't sound like a compliment.
Okay.
It doesn't.
In my opinion, when she said it, did not sound like a compliment. Now, if you have the ability to switch back and forth and switch up your styles, you know what I'm saying? One night you kick down the door, keep your Timbs on, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. The other night, you know what I'm saying? You make love like a woman. That's one thing. But to say overall in general that this man makes love like a woman is an insult. Because most women want a man to be a man. Even if they're bisexual, the reason why they bi is because they like the way when a woman makes love like a woman, they want the man to make love like a man. That's why they bi. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the man to make love like a woman. Well, I need you. I can stay with the woman, right? So anyway,
All right, y'all. So let's give
part.
the audience. Let's give the audience a chance to speak their mind. Lord Jesus. Okay. Tiffany says you may get alopecia, and then let's see what you're saying. Alopecia can come with other issues. It's an autoimmune disease. Okay, thank you, Tiffany. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong for Jada. Chanel says nothing wrong for Jada to roll her eyes at a joke she doesn't like. They could have moved on from the joke. No action needed from Will.
Exactly.
Agree.
Will was scared to go home and
battery in their smoke
detector.
detector. She's always bothered by who needs to change the battery in their smoke detectors. I know
I'm sorry.
It's irking her. It's irking her.
Chanel will literally hear somebody's battery that's like a next door neighbor, and it will drive her crazy.
Yeah, I'm planning on changing it tonight. My bad. I've been gone for 3 weeks.
Okay, so Dexter says we'll have issues and they need to stop talking about their marriage public.
Yes.
If he can't handle the smoke, they probably should not talk about it. They need
I
to
agree.
Okay, let me ask y'all something. How often have they talked about their marriage publicly?
Every time she won a red table talk to get better ratings.
No, sir. No, sir.
Every time she gets better ratings.
The majority of the red table talk is not talking about their marriage. And prior to the red table talk, they were extremely private, which is why there was always all this speculation and gossip about them, because they never talked about their stuff.
And then her ratings started going down, and she brought them in and started talking about the marriage.
And she brought in August.
Yeah, this is what happens when you do put your marriage out in the public platform. I think they should have stayed. I think they should have stayed private.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when you bring insert folks into your business like that, unfortunately, the judgment does come, the assumptions come, and that's what happens when you do talk about your marriage. And the thing is, no, she didn't talk about their marriage a lot, but they dropped a lot of bombs when they talked.
They did.
But where it was like piping hot tea.
I'm just saying, when you watch it, Jada's all fresh. Her makeup is all perfect. Her hair is perfect. She looks like she just had the best night of sleep of her life. She looks like she just got some dick from August Alsina. Will look like he ain't slept in a week. Was crying all night.
Oh my God!
What are you talking about?
Why? It looks so horrible because she was like
defeated.
She's all happy. She's all happy. Like she still had afterglow. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Will's looking horrible in that red table talk. Felt so bad for that boy.
Wow.
Okay. I agree that was very bold. I was surprised that they did that in the aftermath of, but I also understand why they did it. Again, August is the reason why that was even out in the public. That was not, and so it got to the point where it had to be addressed. And yes, that was not a good look. That was not her finest moment, and I did not appreciate that whole situation. However, I also applauded them for taking control of their own narrative because, and let's keep it real, I actually love Red Table Talk, and here's why. I'm somebody that is very authentic, and Kheri, think about it. Now, one day, if you or I or both of us becomes these mega whatevers, we have talked about a lot of private things on this YouTube, social media, whatever. And the reality is that there is a place of where you're being authentic because I always say heart touches heart. If you are talking to people and they actually see that you are a real person, you're coming from a real place, that is when you can have more impact on people. And I'm just saying that that's what I can appreciate about Red Table Talk. I like the generational thing. And they really do not always, it's almost like the couple of few times that they have talked about their marriage, that's all everybody even talk about. But there's been many episodes.
I think keep their marriage private. I just feel like it should be intimate and sacred. I just feel like they should not go into detail about their issues. I get what you're saying, though, because of the platform they have and that Jada has with the Red Table Talk. But when it comes to your marriage, your sexual connection and cheating and whatever was going on with them, that is private. And they gave people the opportunity to put their energy on it. You have to be very careful. And Jada wants to be transparent. A lot of her stories are very healing for other people. So I get it. But the marriage, I just think was just they took it too far, and now we're here.
And that does come with scrutiny. So yeah, you do have some people who will take it as we will, you connect to them, you're not judging them, you understand what they've been through. But then you also have bloggers, you have gossipers, you have people who are miserable, you have, so it comes with the territory. So when you put your business out there like that, there are people who will scrutinize you, and they look at what you talk about. So, y'all had an open marriage. Oh, hold up. So you had August Alsina. We knew your stuff. Think about when Beyonce came out with her Lemonade thing, and everybody found out that Jay-Z cheated. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was coming for him and coming for her. Like, everybody had their opinions. So I think that's what comes with the territory. But unfortunately, you got to make sure that your spouse is okay as well. They're strong enough to be able to take that scrutiny. And I think Jada was ready for it, and she has thick skin. But I think with Will, because he is so image focused, and he's been so careful with trying to look like this great guy, and that's what people expected of him, that's a lot of pressure to put on himself. And then on top of that, you have your business put out there and people talking mess about you. Like, I don't think
they were already doing it, sis. They were already doing it. They were already doing it.
Stop blaming August Alsina for this news coming out. Blame Jada for having sex with her son's friend.
Oh God, I'm not.
It's not August Alsina's fault that he got turned out by a woman.
I'm telling y'all, did y'all see August and his draws?
What? No, girl.
I didn't see August, bro. I didn't see that picture.
No,
listen,
I did
all
not.
of us ladies, I mean, I ain't saying it was okay, but I was like,
yeah.
I had to open up the picture. I was opening up the picture.
Her son's friend should have been off limits, even if they have open.
I agree.
The son's friend should have been off limits. Yes, I mean, but that goes to show you that there's a level of dysfunction in the household.
Think about this. Think about this. If you was in high school, right? You was in high school, and maybe my man can help me out with this joint, right? If you was in high school and you smashed one of your boys' mama, you tell him. I'm telling somebody. I'm not gonna keep that a secret.
Yes,
he was.
He was.
I think Jada was in love too.
I'm telling everybody I smashed somebody's mama.
Definitely spending the energy. I tell you,
I
agree.
I agree. But that's all subject from the slap, though. We can't blame it all on the August situation. Let's see what else they saying out in the audience. Walter, August is a grown ass man. He's 29. Jaden's like 22. There's an age difference.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
I didn't know either.
They still friends, yeah.
Jaden, August was like doing drugs and had some type of mental emotional trauma.
Yeah.
Jaden brought August home and asked his parents to help him. So you can say he's grown up. That's like saying I got friends that's 7 years older than me. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it was wrong. We're not disagreeing. It was wrong. It was disgusting. It was shady. It was. I'm not defending her on that. I get
it. He slapped.
Chris didn't want to lose all that good life. I cannot. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Chris didn't want to lose that money. You right?
No, he did. But I really feel like Chris Rock was really just in shock and didn't know what to do. Like I think he was just so caught off guard that he didn't know what to do in that moment.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I know a lot of comedians. Most comedians don't come from like the best of neighborhoods and stuff. So I hope people don't think that if a comedian jokes you and you in the audience that you're gonna be walking on stage and slapping people. I'm telling you, I know comedians that got hands. I know comedians that keep a piece on them, a knife, a blade, a gun. And most comedians I know don't fight fair. They're gonna pick up a bottle or something. They're just like, don't do it. Don't try that.
Wasn't going to respond. I think Will knew Chris wasn't going to hit him back.
Yeah.
He knew.
But think about Hollywood is a small community in reality, and Black Hollywood is even smaller. Successful Black Hollywood is even smaller. They know each other.
Yeah,
they know each other.
Yes,
they've worked together in the past. So, and it's not to say that Will thought that Chris was a punk, but he also knows that probably knows his temperament. Now, this is the other thing. Everybody has now been opened up to scrutiny and all this stuff. So because Chris, people been coming out like I don't know if did y'all see the skit that the Wayans brothers did back in the day? Sean Wayans imitated Chris Rock, and at the end where Chris was talking about different people in the audience, I forgot what award show, and they came up at the end and jumped Sean Wayans as Chris Rock or whatever. So I don't know if that was, they were saying that the type of comedy he does that people be wanting to put hands on him, or whether they just was trying to be funny. But whatever it was one of those things where even Michael Ealy came out with a story saying that when he worked with Chris Rock, when he was just getting started, and how Rock basically didn't treat him so well. And there's a number of stories coming out about Chris Rock, not to justify what happened to him, but I'm saying that there's other, like, everybody is under this microscope now of, okay, did he open himself up to get attacked one day by somebody, just from, whatever. And comedians, it is what they do. They talk about people. And it's not too nice.
I know a couple comedians that know Chris Rock, and they say when it comes to joning, like he's like nobody can beat him. They're like when it comes to joking people, it was like they went back and forth with Chris. There's like nobody can. You do not want to go toe to toe with Chris when it comes to joning. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that want to fight Chris, but it's comedy though. It's jokes.
Right. But if you're on a film set, like in the Michael Ealy case,
you're gonna get jokes too.
Film set, and it's not it's not jokes. He is not performing. He is just basically being a rude person. He's being an asshole. It's just as a normal person. And I'm saying that some of these things are coming out. And then someone also said, I think he's in therapy for, some type of social cues, something like there's things supposedly going on with Chris Rock in terms of not knowing boundaries. And so being able to read the room. So again, none of this says that he deserved to be attacked on the freaking Oscar stage. But I'm saying that everybody is now under all of this scrutiny because of this incident. And guess what? Other people are losing jobs because guess what? Some of his projects are now on hold. Yeah. So that's the other people that were working on those projects, now they money on hold too.
His Netflix movie and his Sony movie are now on hold. Yeah. And Chris, and honestly, Candace J, Chris didn't want to lose that good white people money. I think that if Chris Rock retaliated, he wouldn't have been. It would have been self-defense. I don't think he would have lost money for retaliating. Right. The truth. It's funny. When it comes to retaliating, they always want black people to turn the other cheek, but they don't expect white people to turn the other cheek.
But did y'all hear Will Parker say he did an interview and he said that they asked Will to leave and he wouldn't leave? Have y'all seen that story?
No, I didn't hear that.
I saw that story that they did ask him to leave and he wouldn't leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard mixed stories on that.
Okay,
I've heard mixed stories on it that because even the Academy was coming under scrutiny, saying that they said they did that they did, but they really didn't. And then so it's a lot of things going on now. And then they were saying that they asked Chris Rock. So this was the other thing. Do y'all think that Chris was wrong for not pressing charges? And why do you think that he did not?
I think that he was a G for not pressing charges. You never want the police to get involved when it comes to another black male. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you need to handle it in private, behind closed doors, in the backyard between two men, you can handle it in private.
But why are we always the first to attack each other? You know what I mean? Like, we don't want the police to get involved, but we always attacking and beating on each other. You know what I mean? Like, this also kind of opens up that discussion on why was he so comfortable to slap another black man at the damn Oscars. You know what I mean? Like, out of all the people, you going up at this like moment that's huge. Chris Rock is sitting here standing up on a stage at the Oscars, and you going up there and slapping another black man. Millions and millions are seeing this. So why are we so comfortable on doing this to each other? That's what's bothersome to me. It brings all the black on black crime and how we don't respect our own race. We want people to respect our race, but we don't respect our own. Like,
it goes back to what you said. If it was Jim Carrey, would he have gotten out of his seat and slapped him?
No, he wouldn't.
You know, Jim Carrey had an incident where he went up on stage and kissed this woman, you know, and it wasn't necessarily consensual. But I'm not sure if it was an Oscar or not, but he was receiving an award. He might have been an MTV Music Award. I don't know. But he's, you know, there's been moments where people did things that were uncalled for. And you know, I don't want to do it. I don't want to make this a black on black representing all black people. And you know, it's just it was the wrong time. It was the wrong time in a big moment for black people. That you know, and the Oscars needed ratings. The Oscars ratings have been low, and for this to be the first time that it's an all black crew, a black producer, you know, and Will loses it in this moment that he's been waiting for it since he started acting. You know, Will Smith's like, yo, my goal is going to be to get an Oscar. You know, that was his goal.
Right.
You know, when he became a rapper, Will Smith got the first Grammy by a rapper. Now he's getting the first Oscar, and he blows it, you know, because he can't control himself due to his ego and being emasculated for so long that now he feels like he got to prove his manhood. It's just unfortunate. It's an unfortunate event. Feel bad for Chris Rock. I feel bad for their kids.
Yes.
You know, I'd be mad if my boy was going around talking about he smashed my mom.
You know what?
Jaden said something. Jaden was like, chill out, dad, or something like that. Jaden made a comment about Will. Jaden Smith made a comment about Will Smith.
Yeah, he said like, that's how we do. He made a very short and sweet. He was like, that's how we do. That's what he tweeted.
But then he said something about chill out, dad, or something about, he made another comment about the whole family weird. I said it. They're all weird. I said it.
Yeah, there's so much that can be read into that. You know, I learned that even just this week. Like, I literally, you can make a statement and have one intention with that statement, and other people will read other things into it, or they'll take it different way. Like, so that is also the thing about when you're tweeting and commenting and all that stuff. And especially when something like this has happened and you are a close player to it, you got to watch what you put out there, because
I'll say one thing in Will's defense, because one, you know, I think all black people in America should be going to therapy, you know, period. Even if it's just from what you watch on TV, you constantly watching black people die on TV, you should go to therapy, right? Number one. Two, Will has had so much trauma and negativity, you know, towards him over the past, I don't know how many years since they made their relationship public. You know, he has some built up tension and frustration. You could just have a couple bad days at work and be on some I wish a nigga would, right? So it's you know, he had that tension where it's like, yo, the next person that says something, you know, if that can happen. You know, just as the stress that black people have is just, you got that, man, somebody about to catch these hands. Somebody say something to me the wrong way today. Today is not the day. And it could have been one of those today is not the day things. And when he saw Jada's reaction triggered, as a man trying to defend his woman, even if your woman is horrible, toxic, and giving her coochie away to other people, it's still your wife. And he felt the need to do something. He felt the need to do something in that moment to defend his wife, because, you know, he felt like the family pride was on the line. And sometimes, you know, in public, or whether you're on stage a comedian or whether you are some dude on the block, if you crack a joke, sometimes there's consequences and repercussions that come along with that joke.
Right.
Right?
So
I'm not necessarily completely mad at Will for, you know, smacking somebody that's making a joke about his wife. We can normalize smacking somebody and make a joke about your wife if your wife don't find it funny. I'm cool with that. However, in that moment, that was just the wrong moment.
I wish he had waited to address it. I wish he had used his. My thing is match the moment. So I would have even preferred for him to say what he said from his seat.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting up and taking fit, because unless Chris came over there and slapped Jada on top of her bald head, nobody had touched anybody. You know what I mean? Right. So my thing is, I am not for the violence. I don't care who it is. But if somebody puts hands on now, then now you've opened up the door for defense. And you get what you get, you know what I mean? But nobody had put hands on, so I wish he had just used his words.
Right.
I think if he'd have walked up on stage and whispered that into Chris's ear,
I thought that's what he was going to do.
Like, dude, say you motherfucking thing about my wife again, nigga, I'm gonna come back. Next time I walk up on the stage, nigga, gonna be your ass.
Right.
Next time I walk up on the stage, nigga, gonna be your ass. Better keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth, nigga, till next time I walk on the stage, gonna be your ass. And he's gonna sit down.
I'm gonna sit down. That's what I thought he was gonna do.
That would have been more pimping.
Yeah.
When people say what you ask, you know, what you say to Chris in his ear, that's between me and Chris.
Me and Chris.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that would have been that. And there would have been no more Jada jokes. Jada would have felt defended. It would have been classy between him and Chris. It would have kept it cool. Mm-hmm. And he would have been able to get his Oscar. Now they threaten to take his Oscar away from him because he broke the code of conduct.
Oh, are they? I thought that was
they're talking about snatching it.
Oh.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that foolery.
Dang.
Let's talk about,
make an example out of this.
Let's talk about, y'all, because that you brought up just with that point right there, like you said, Walter, I'm sure his whole career, once he started acting, his goal was, because that's the type of person he is, I want the top honor. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about us as individuals. And I don't know if you all have experienced it, but we know plenty of people that they work like their whole lives for something. And then they get to that moment. It's almost like that moment of the touchdown in the Super Bowl, and you freeze, you fumble, and you were prepared. You could have done it. You could have completed. You could have gotten it. You could have won it. What is that thing that self-sabotage? What do you think kind of kicks in those moments where we get to the very point of the thing that close to something that we've always said we wanted, and then we self-sabotage?
Jada Pinkett.
What's wrong with you?
My God, I think you know what? I think you must have crushed on her at some point, and she in some type of way, and she disappointed you. What is
honestly, I don't know her well enough to not like her. I don't know her, so I can't say I don't like her. I just don't like what I see, the effect that she's having on Will. I mean, everybody crushed on Jada Pinkett a little bit when she was on A Different World. Jason's lyric, she could have got it in little tiny booty cheek in Jason's lyric. She got it.
You know? Oh God, yeah. I mean, but that's something I just put that out there for all of us to think about, even in our own lives. I mean, because I'm all about the life lessons, right? There are times that we self-sabotage, like we literally work hard for something, and then we just.
My advice. Well, I work with a lot of fighters, right? And you train for years for a moment. And, you know, I've seen people completely fall apart when the lights are on. You know, once their parents are in the audience and girlfriend is watching, and, you know, it's on camera, you know, they like, what happened to all the training that we did in the gym? And a lot of that has to do with anxiety, overthinking. Right? You finally get to the moment that you in, and there's something that I tell my fighters. I'm like, fear and excitement is pretty much the same. The same thing happens with your body, with fear and excitement. The difference is, you know, amateurs or people that are not, or people that don't function well in these moments when their heart starts racing and their mind starts going fast. They're like, I'm scared. Like, I'm scared I'm gonna lose. I'm scared, I'm gonna disappoint my friends. I'm scared I'm gonna disappoint my family. And then they start trying to put so much pressure. I gotta do it. And it ends up sabotaging it. You speak that fear into existence.
Mm-hmm.
But a professional that is ready for the moment, or that has been in those moments before, when their heart starts racing and their mind starts, instead of saying, man, I'm scared, they're like, I'm excited about this moment. I can't wait to get into this moment. I've been working for this. They instead of being scared, they call it excitement. And that's the difference between the dude that catches that touchdown pass that he's been jumping over the couch and, practicing since he was 4 years old, and the person that fumbles it and drops it in that end zone. It's the difference between being scared you're going to drop the catch or being excited that this is what you've been trying to do for your whole life.
Yes, that's good. That's
good.
good.
That is good.
The next time you're scared of something, reprogram yourself real quick and like, I'm not scared, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Because if you're spiritual, they say, God has prepared you for every moment that you're in. Everything that you've been through in your entire life has prepared you for this moment that you're in. So there's no need for you to be afraid. If anything, you should be excited.
Right.
Yes. That's good stuff. That's the best stuff you said all night.
Oh my goodness.
All right, y'all. So we are literally 27 minutes past the hour. Before we end things, is there anything last minute things that you guys want to say that you want the audience to hear? Walter, I know you have an event that's coming up, so drop your things that's going on. I want you each to kind of drop what's going on with you, and also your IG and all your social media. So let's start with you, Walter.
Okay, Walter Maxfield Jones, social media at What Walt Can Do. All the events, everything that I'm doing, website, everything is What Walt Can Do. This Friday at the Republic Garden, there is going to be like a singles happy hour mixer type of event. Make sure you come out. It should be a lot of fun. Last time we had a party at Republic Gardens, we got it in, and the food's really good too.
Yeah.
So good drinks, good atmosphere, and it's gonna be lit. So what else? I'm gonna be on a podcast tomorrow. So check me out there at What Walt Can Do. Find out more information about that. Other than that, man, just continue to love each other and don't slap nobody, man.
You're growing that hair out. It looks good, Walter. It looks good.
Thank you.
All right, Tony.
Okay. What I got going on? I got actually a pop-up for the TTF movement. I'm actually an online fitness coach. You can check me out at toning at ttfmovement.com. It's Saturday at New Hope Church off 288 in Houston from 10 to 4 Saturday. Then I'm also co-hosting this show called Uncomfortable Conversations Wednesdays. I've been doing that for Wednesdays at 11 Central Time, doing that where we talk about uncomfortable conversations where we've talked about colorism, white privilege, so different topics you wouldn't normally talk about, and we don't judge nobody doing politics or God or anything. We don't talk about that. So doing that. Then what else? Oh, I'm actually on this contest called Influence Me TV, where they had chose me as a top influencer as a fitness professional. And right now I've actually made it to the 4th round. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has been voting and sharing. And we're now in the 4th round where I'm in the top 5 and I'm currently 4th in my group. So I'm aiming for that number 1 spot. So follow me. My link is in the bio, so you can go vote. You can vote for free, or you can donate $1 to the GED Foundation, where they raise awareness for mental health and suicide prevention programs for young teens and young adults, and that will also count as a vote for me as well. So I think that's about it.
The Uncomfortable Conversations, where is that at? Where
you can actually catch that on E360 TV. You can actually download the app for free, and it's on the Thriving Women Network, where we enlighten, empower, and encourage.
All right, sounds good.
Love that. All right, Miss Tiffany.
You can follow me on Instagram at Tiff with an I. I'm currently working on a new business venture. So if you're following me, stay tuned for that. And also check out All Set Restaurant and Bar. It is on Fenton Street in downtown Silver Spring. It is amazing ambiance, seafood cuisine with a little bit of Southern flavor there. So check out my favorite restaurant in downtown Silver Spring, All Set Restaurant and Bar.
All set?
Nice.
All set.
Okay. Silver Spring is.
You should go.
It's in Silver Spring,
Where
Maryland.
is that? Is that Maryland? Where is
on
Silver
Fenton Street, downtown Silver Spring, Maryland? Yes, on Fenton Street.
Okay, because I'm Chicago. We are all spread out. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Okay, what?
No, but sis will be in town in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, so yeah, maybe we can check it out. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Sis, you got anything you need to share?
No, I'm just I'll just say thank you all for coming on. I really enjoyed the conversation. I'm literally running on fumes and y'all gassed me up some. Y'all, put some just stirred up my little jalapeno. Thank you, Walter, for y'all smart comments so I can so you get that burning in me so I can get some energy. But I really enjoyed the conversation. So thank you all for coming on and being with us tonight. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, you guys, we do this every Tuesday. It's Good Love Tuesdays. We really talk about relationship discussion. Believe it or not, this ego and love discussion that we had was around relationships. And unfortunately, Will and Smith's relationship is a lot to discuss on those two. But I really do appreciate y'all coming on. I hope this will not be the last time that you guys are a guest on our show. Just to let you guys know, on Wednesday, I will be on like a live panel with the Shelly Roy show with Aisha. So we're going to talk about kind of our backgrounds and what we've been up to and just our life after the whole TV show and all that stuff. So, and after that, I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted on my IG, but I can't even think right now. But thank you guys for coming in. Daddy, I see you. Daddy just popped in. He said his little piece. Let's see what that. Daddy said they're open.
I agree with you, Daddy. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Candace, I see that you said you're in the shy too. Awesome. You can follow. That's on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I'm not as listen. When I do put something on Instagram, it's
anyways, I'll talk for you. Y'all follow my sister on Instagram. She does film, writing, directing. She has done movies, webisodes. She's a director, writer. She is in the film industry. She is very active. She has her podcast. Outside of this podcast, she also has a blog, so make sure you follow her blog. All her stuff is in her bio. She always trying to be humble, but I'm a brag for her.
That's right.
Follow her and check out her credentials.
Okay. Okay.
So I got you.
My sister said it. Thank you.
If you need boxing training, hit me up. Slide in my DM. Hit me up for boxing training. That way you don't get Chris Rock. You can block.
If you want a boy getting slapped, hit Walter up. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. We will see you next Tuesday.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
Good night.